Hey everybody, welcome to Rider Club Radio, a podcast all about tokusatsu, Kamen Rider, and whatever the fuck else, really. Who cares?
Ultraman, maybe? If we feel like it.
Nah.
Yeah. Let's not kid ourselves.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Liam.
And this week, on the podcast, we're going to be discussing Kamen Rider X8 episode...
31.
31.
No, 32?
That's
32.
32, that's what I said.
31 or 32, either.
32. And Kamen Rider Amazon's episode...
20, I want to say. 20.
I don't want to say that.
I'll say 20. I'll stake my honor.
I realized the other day that this podcast would be really, really difficult to, look up the episode you want to watch alongside it.
Because we never know.
No, it would probably be next to impossible because, we don't list them in the description or anything.
Oh, yeah, we should start doing that.
It's actually Xaid, Xaid 32.
32, I knew it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing that. You're a genius.
Well, somebody told us to do that when we were on, episode 20.
Yeah, I definitely didn't listen to that guy, but he was right.
We'll have to go back through every fucking episode and change the description.
No, I'm not doing that.
Just
from
here
on.
And Amazon's episode, the other one.
20.
Was it 20?
It was 20.
Okay, it was 20. Amazon's episode 20. So
yeah.
If you've been listening for fucking almost 2 minutes, now you know what this episode's about. And Liam, why don't you walk us through what happened on Kamen Rider X8 this week?
Okay, so this week on Kamen Rider X8, Dan Masamune is released from prison. Since he's been proven innocent, it wasn't his fault, it was Dan Kuroda's fault. He gets out, and he's a new man, he's a free man. But meanwhile, back at the gang's hangout, back at the CR, Hiro has doubts about reviving Saki. He's like, I don't know, I'm pretty sure I want to revive her. I can revive her. Shit, am I going to revive her? I'm probably going to revive her. But they get a call about a bugster. There's a ride player, and it turns out it's Hiro's dad. And he gets the shit kicked out of him. Everyone gets the shit kicked out of them because Parrot's there, and fucking what's his name is there.
Graphite,
thank you, is there. Lovelika is there. Fat Dan, and everyone just gets their shit kicked, and they just grab Dan. They grab Hiro's dad and get out of there.
Well, they get their shit kicked because Graphite's level 99 for no reason.
He just is, okay? Every time he comes back, he's a new color.
And Lovelika is untouchable.
Yeah, you can't hurt him as long as he has the affection of his honeys.
Yeah.
His maid bugsters.
And eventually they're like, oh shit, if we just murder them, then we can kill him.
His reasoning is almost like he's invincible when they first start fighting him. They're like, well, if you attack someone, their affection for you goes down, so that's not the right way to beat my game. And then later on,
do you have to fuck him?
Later on, they're like, well, if we just kill everyone, then that's how you beat Lovelika.
If you murder more than you can murder.
If you kill everyone, there's no one left to hate you in Tokimeki Crisis.
Technically true.
Technically. Maybe that's one ending. It's just one ending of the game. One of the many endings.
If I know anything about visual novels, that's absolutely one of the endings of it.
These Japanese VNs.
I've never played one in my life, but I hear.
What was I saying? What were we talking? Okay, so they grab Hiro's dad and they take him out. They take him back to the CR and they're like, God, Hiro's dad, what are you doing? And he's like, I want to help too. I'm not a Kamen Rider, I know, but I want to help you guys.
I would do anything for my son's girlfriend.
My son's ex-girlfriend. I don't know. He cares about his son's happiness, so he's trying to revive Saki.
Yeah, and the Hero's like, fucking, of course, who do you think I've been emulating trying to become a doctor all this time? And I'm like, dude, you treat your dad like shit. You are the worst son.
His dad is the ass of, every joke in this show up till now. And he's like, no, he's actually great. He's my mentor. I look up to him. Hiro, you're better than him. You don't need to look up to him.
You don't look up to him at all. You treat him like shit and you ignore everything he says.
Back at Genmu Corporation, Masamune is there, and Fat Dan is like, oh, well, you're sitting in my chair, dude. I'm the CEO. And Masamune says, what if I use this bug visor to kick your shit? And Fat Dan says, hey, look, there's Dan Masamune, Dan Kuroda, and Fat Dan Kuroda. It's three. So Fat Dan is like, look, if you use that, you'll get infected with a ton of bugs. You can't use that. unless you're immune to the Bugster virus.
He doesn't say that shit.
Yeah, he says if you...
He does not. He says if you fucking use the bug visor too, you'll get all the Bugster virus in you, and then BAM! You'll explode, so get the fuck out of my chair.
And Dan Masamune says, yeah, you're right. I definitely haven't built up an immunity. I should leave. He gets up and leaves. And back at the pit, they're asking Dan, our Dan, how do you beat Kamen Rider Chronicle? And Dan says, well, at the end of Kamen Rider Chronicle, the boss is a dude named Gamdeus, and he's so strong that no one can beat him unless you get your hands on a Bug Visor 2 and use the power of Kamen Rider Cronus. Only that one is strong enough, but it'll kill any normal person who uses it. And they're like, well, we'll fucking figure it out. We'll get everyone together. Fuck the Cronus. We'll just get everyone together and just beat them all at once. All the high-tier Bugsters. So they all go to the big clock in the edge of town, the big clock square in the edge of town, and they have a big fight. And Dan Masamune shows up mid-fight, and he says, just kidding, I also have been infected with the Bugster virus for 15 years, and I have an immunity to it. So he slaps on the thing, the Bug Visor 2, he becomes Kamen Rider Cronus. He kicks everybody's shit in because he can freeze time, and no one else can do that. And he
murders
kills
Lovelyka.
And Parrot is like, oh my god, my best friend Lovelyka. And Emu's looking over like, Parrot has a heart after all. And that's the end of the episode. So Jeff, what did you think of Kamen Rider X8 episode 32?
It was good. It's a good episode.
I liked it a lot.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next week.
What I'm interested in most of all is to see what Masamune's motivation is.
His motivation seems to be, I'm in charge of everything.
He's got to have some kind of thing that happened in his past that makes him want to do all this shit. Makes him want to...
His son killed his fucking wife.
Okay, so just kill your son then and beat Kamen Rider Chronicle, and that's the end of it. But he seems to just want to kick everybody's...
Wait a minute here.
What?
Liam, I know in your world that's always the answer to everything, but in the real world, murdering your son doesn't tend to be the answer to much.
But okay, let's assume he's a bad man who wants revenge, right?
He doesn't want revenge, he wants to control the world.
Why? So
because
that his wives can die?
Yeah, if he's in control, then his wife will never die again. He wants to... He's the CEO. He's fucking... he's president, and everybody's gonna do what he says.
I think they're gonna go into it in coming episodes, what exactly his fucking deal is.
Probably.
I hope. I'm sure they will. Everybody in X8, even the most evil of evilsters, Dan Kuroto, has a thing, a deal, a motivation, some kind of thing that drives him, even if it's silly. I'm sure
I think you mean Shin Dan Kuroto?
Sorry, Shin Dan Kuroto. Neo Dan Kuroto. My bad. That's one of my favorite bits of this episode.
That is a great bit.
Hey Kuroto. It's Shin Dan Kuroto. Hey, Shin Kuroto. Yeah, what's up? Shin Dan Kuroto.
This episode was a really good episode. I feel like it was one of the strongest reveals of a big bad.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't watch the preview from last week's episode, so I feel like I enjoyed it a lot more when Masamune showed up as Cronus, because I really thought Cronus was going to be Dan. When I saw the scans a long time ago, I saw the X8 hair, I was like, that's Dan, obviously. He's got the X8 hair, or the Genmu hair, or whatever. It's Masamune. Technically still Dan, but not our Dan.
I'd like to point out
that
there was a previous episode of Rider Club Radio where a strong, handsome man named Jeff said that Dan Masamune was going to be the final boss.
Well, you might have been right.
I may be right.
I think they're setting up Dan, our Dan. I don't want to call him Kuroto. That's just not how I know him. He's Dan.
We on this podcast will call him Dan and his dad Masamune.
Yeah, I like to think his whole family just calls each other Dan, husband and wife and everything. Dan.
They're fucking calling him by his full name every time they talk to him now. Dan Kuroto.
They start calling him Kuroto now. And now that his dad's involved, now that there's another Dan in the mix. So with Dan Kuroto, they're setting him up to be good. Like, he's basically a good guy in this episode, pretty much. He's basically like kind of an evil. He's an anti-hero. But, like, he's pretty much a good guy.
I wouldn't even call him an anti-hero as much as he's, like, a hero, but he's a dick.
He's a dick who works with the protagonists. There's a pretty funny bit when X8's lining up a shot on Parrot, and everyone's trying to interrupt him, and all of X8's friends are coming to block the interruptions. They're like, "You're fighting me!" They grab everyone out of the way. The way Dan does it is it? No, he's lining up a shot at someone. I don't remember. And Parrot like fucking kills Dan and starts running, and Dan pops out of a continue pipe in front of Parrot and is like, "Nope, I'm here now." It's a really, really good little... It lasts like 2 seconds, but it's a really nice little shot of like, look at this persistent weakling. I love that little thing about Dan. And he still has Dangerous Zombie.
Which is the best. I don't want him to ever not have Dangerous Zombie.
That was a really nice surprise. I didn't think it would work if you just used a gamer driver with it, but here we are now.
God, I love Dangerous Zombie so much.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
Cronus, though. Cronus has the power of time...
Cronus
which
is the power to stop time, yeah.
Which is nuts. He has the power to pause, and he can still move when paused. Which makes him the strongest man, right?
He's so strong.
But the thing about that is, like, they're playing it out like Cronus has the ultimate power because he can pause or whatever. But X8 has the power to rewrite the code of the game already. That's stronger.
Yeah, a little bit.
But, you know, they're not using it that way. Like, he barely fucking uses it. And sometimes when he uses it, shit just doesn't go the way he's trying to make it, somehow.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess he's gonna try and use it, and it's gonna hit Masamune, and he's gonna say, "No, you can't rewrite Kronos, because fuck you."
You can't rewrite Kronos because I'm immune to Bugster virus. It doesn't...
You can't
don't ask why.
Me.
Don't ask fucking why.
Yeah. Because it wouldn't make an exciting story if you could, that's why.
Yeah.
That's it.
You gotta get your final form before you can defeat me.
That's true. You gotta get... Oh, God, that final form. The effect on the time freeze is really good, too. Usually I'm used to really cheap shit for Kamen Rider effects. It looks nice, though. It's clock up all over again, and I think it's great.
It is great. And his fucking rider kick with, like, the clock hand following along was so fucking cool.
The whole 360 where he fucking murders... Lovelica. Oh, I love that shot.
God, that was cool as fuck. Cronus is like a real powerful big bad. Like, he is introduced and there's nothing anyone can do about it. There's a moment where I almost thought the heroes and the villains were going to be like, well shit, I guess we gotta team up now. Because they're all staring in disbelief, and then they look at each other, and then they just fucking, like, fuck off afterwards.
Yeah, that's that. There's a shot right at the end where X8's looking at Parrot like, oh, he's got feelings after all. That makes me think they're gonna team up. So that's you might be right.
Maybe, but
they
fucking
might try.
Like, here's the thing, right? Dan is second-hand responsible for a bunch of people getting killed.
Mm-hmm.
Parrot murders them with his own hands.
Yeah, he's not going to live to the end of the show. I'll say that much.
How could you possibly work with someone like that? It's like, earlier in the series, X8's like, I don't want to work with this escaped criminal, and then fucking Hitler shows up, and he's like, I guess I gotta work with Hitler now.
It's going to be the same reason why he worked with Hero early on, where he's like, I don't like you, but we kind of have to.
It's a bunch of horse shit.
Bunch of horse shit. I'm excited for the next episode. I watched the next episode preview this week.
I did too, actually.
And Hero is going to be seduced to the dark side, maybe? They're going to do something with his character?
That preview was such fucking bullshit, right?
What do you mean?
I was so hyped for that. I thought out loud in my voice thoughts that, like, Liam is going to love this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the preview, he says... how could you think that I would listen to orders from a man like you? And I'm like, why would you fucking give away the ending?
What I think is that he's gonna say, why do you think I could listen to orders from a fucker like you? And he says, what if I could get your girlfriend back twice and you could have two of her? And he'd be like, oh shit,
I'm on board.
Yeah, like I don't think that line is going to be the end of it. I think there's going to be some hook, and I think he's actually going to work for him, or else the episode's going to suck because, like you said, they gave it away.
X8 has that problem a little bit where they introduce a really fucking awesome concept, and then it's resolved by the end of the episode.
I would love an arc where Brave, and it's got to be Brave because he's the guy that hasn't done shit in a long time. Where Brave just turns evil for a bit, and it's not brainwashing or a trick or anything. Someone actually makes him an offer, and he says, yeah, I'll take it. And that's that.
The thing is, right, like, Masamune isn't a villain so much. Like, he kills a bugster, and he doesn't hurt any of he, like, knocks the people out of their transformations, but he's not like, now I will take over the world. He's just like, now I'm in charge of all you motherfuckers, and I'm in charge of whatever happens to Kamen Rider Chronicle now.
Well, I think he's a villain because he wants Kamen Rider Chronicle to be the most popular game on Earth, and everyone dies when they play it. So maybe he just wants to make an assload of money off of Kamen Rider Chronicle. Maybe that's his thing.
Hero just wants his girlfriend back, though. He didn't give a shit about anything else.
Maybe... I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited.
What was your favorite moment in this entire episode?
In this entire episode? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All 20 toy commercial minutes of it.
Either the time stop or Hiro doubting whether or not he wants to revive Saki. That whole, like, we're starting to do something with Hiro was exciting, and the time stop was super cool. How about you?
The Cronus's rider kick.
Yeah.
That was the
awesome.
hypest shit ever.
You know how they're gonna beat Cronus? Is they're gonna find... No one's gonna know how to deal with the time stop. And then they're gonna figure out at the last second that Mighty Action X is the same type of Gashat. And that X8 can stop time too, just out of nowhere. That's how it's gonna go.
Somehow this sounds very familiar to me.
No, I actually just made that up on the spot.
That's crazy.
Skills. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah.
I like your other stories, by the way. About the guys with the ghosts that fight each other.
Yeah, and the guys that can shoot electricity out of their hands and stuff. Yeah.
The guys who turn sunlight into electricity.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I'm a creative guy.
What is with you and vampires, though? Explain that to me.
Are we done talking about X8?
There's a subsection of our fucking listeners who are like, what are they fucking talking about?
Don't say the name.
No, I won't.
You gotta figure
I
it
think
yourself.
we're done with X8 right now. So why don't we hear some news?
Cool. So we got some financial results from the most recent fiscal year from Toei.
Jesus Christ.
From Bandai, I mean. And Bandai... No, this is kind of important, because before this...
Welcome to the fucking fiscal year cast.
Everybody put on your suits. Before Ghost, pre-Ghost, sales for toys would just drop every year a little bit for Kamen Rider. They're up again, second year in a row.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hopefully that's X8's influence and not Ghosts. Hopefully they take that away.
No, they're just going to make Ghosts forever.
Oh, okay.
Dude, could you imagine? You know how originally Kamen Rider was just like variations on a theme?
Yeah.
Like all the original Kamen Riders are cyborgs and they fight an evil organization. What if Modern Rider became variations on the theme of Ghost? And it was just Ghost over and over and over again.
If it was new writing staff and directing staff and producing staff, I could deal with it, but that as
lame as fuck.
Like, of all the shows to have as your base show to start that on, Ghost is not a great choice.
Ooh.
So yeah, Kamen Rider grew, Ultraman toy sales grew even more. I think that's due to the success of Orb. Ultraman toys...
Here it was good.
They didn't grow beyond Kamen Rider toy sales, but they grew faster than Kamen Rider toy sales. So who knows, having a good show makes your toys sell. Who would have thought?
Who thought such a thing?
Yeah. Get good writers, and then people will buy your toys.
Take a hint from Subaraya.
Yeah, they know what's going on over there.
Is there news that doesn't involve me wearing a tie?
Depends. It depends on how much you would want to dress up to meet the actor that played Nobuhiko's girlfriend in Kamen Rider Black. Would you wear a tie?
Ooh, I would probably wear a tie.
The lady that played Nobuhiko's girlfriend in Kamen Rider Black hosted this past week like a Kamen Rider Black event at Osaka.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like $30 to get in. You get her autograph and a couple photos with her, and there's some talks, there's a Q&A. The lady that played High Priestess Bishiyum was also there, if you remember her. One of the three Golgon. And the suit actor for Black was there as well.
But Black himself was not there.
No, he was busy running Billy the Kid. What's that guy? Tetsuo Kurata.
Yeah.
Was busy running Billy the Kid.
I want to go to Billy the Kid. I bet it's like super fucking expensive.
Maybe. I remember when Tetsuo Kurata came back for Kamen Rider Grand Prix, was the name of it? I don't remember. Movie
yeah.
Wars Grand Prix, I think
Yes.
it was. Superhero Wars Grand Prix.
The one where everyone turns into a Nazi, yes.
The one where there's Nazis and wacky races. The website for the show, the restaurant was like, "Hey, our owner is gonna be in a movie. Check it out soon. He's going to be in a movie." I thought that was cute.
That is cute. It's like people who go to that restaurant don't know who he is or anything. Like, oh shit, he's gonna be in a movie?
The majority of the clientele probably don't know that they're eating food made by Kamen Rider.
Is he gonna make a steak in the movie?
He plays a chef, right? He plays a restaurant owner, right?
That is very cute.
But yeah, I'd absolutely pay $30 to get a photo op with an actor from Kamen Rider Black. That'd be sick.
I've never paid to get a photo op with anybody.
There are a few people, but anyone involved in Black, I fucking love Black.
Yeah.
I would absolutely pay to get into that.
What if fucking Ghosts actor Shun Nishime? Would you pay to get a photo with him?
I wouldn't pay, but if I bumped into him on the street and he understood English, I'd get a selfie.
God, he'd be like, "So who are you again?" You'd be like, "Oh, I host this podcast." He'd be like, "Which podcast?" And you're like, Tokunet. And he's like, "Oh, okay. We'll take a photo."
Okay, you sound like one of those other guys. No, Tokunet. It's Tokunet.
Like anybody involved with fucking Kamen Rider ever knows who we are in any way, shape, or form. Jesus. Is that all for news?
No, I have one more thing. You
Tell
saw
me.
this week. This is not really news, but there was I guess the actors were fucking around on set for X-Aid this week, and there's a picture of all of them doing JoJo poses.
Oh yeah, and
it's Graphite.
Asuna's actress does it far better than the other two.
Yeah, she's been practicing. It's Graphite, Asuna, and Nico all doing some JoJo poses on some steps, and it looks very funny. And JoJo is really it's astonishing. Like it's one of the most popular graphic novels, maybe the most like mangas in Japan. It's nuts that it's like just now making it over to the West.
Well, it's like the OAV.
Yeah,
was in the West for a long time.
From the 80s.
People knew it from that, and like the video games is what I knew it from.
Heritage from the Future, and All-Star Battle, and them.
But I'd read some of the manga before then as well. But
it was you that got me into JoJo.
Yeah, I get you into everything you love.
It was you that got me into Kamen Rider.
Except Morrowind, I don't take any responsibility for that.
That was all me in the bargain bin.
That's how I got into the Souls series.
Yeah,
the bargain bin and Demon Souls.
Yeah,
it's the anime is what did it. The anime is what like made it blow the fuck up, and now it's like a household name all over the world.
Yeah, that's weird because I don't know, the animation's kind of cheap and there's a lot of censorship in it. Like part 1, if you've read JoJo part 1, is unrepentantly violent. I love it for that. A baby's face gets eaten off, and the anime just can't show most of that shit. So there's like really unambiguous shadows over everything. That's violent. Like suddenly there's just a shadow over the stab wound and shit. That bugged me a little. I didn't watch all of JoJo anime. I've just seen bits and pieces of it.
I haven't watched all of it either. I watched part 1 and part 2, and I haven't really watched it since.
I've just seen little bits of it, but I don't know. I just vastly prefer the manga. I don't know why that didn't generate enough buzz.
Yeah, dude, I love part 4 so much. Like part 4 is what the anime is at right now, I believe.
They just finished.
They just finished.
Part 4. Yeah.
I haven't watched a single episode of it. I really should. But I've read part 4 with terrible fucking translation and good translation multiple times at this point, and I love it so much.
Part 4's good. It's no Steel Ball Run, but it's
still
good.
Haven't read Steel Ball Run.
You gotta dude, it's so good.
I wonder if people listen to this podcast and just get deja vu all the fucking time.
I'm sure we've had this exact conversation.
I could have sworn they said that before.
10 episodes ago, and then 10 episodes before that.
And read Pluto.
Read Pluto. That is all my news.
That is all the news. Why don't we take a moment to talk about Kamen Rider Amazons?
Okay, this week on Kamen Rider Amazons, a dad appears.
Yeah.
Dad's in 2 shows this week.
A lot of
Masamune
dads.
and Takayama Jin is Chihiro's daddy.
Yeah, spoilers, I guess. If you haven't,
fuck it.
if you listen to this program without watching the fucking show that we're talking about, it's your own fault.
You know what you're getting into.
Yeah, Takayama Jin returns. He's blind, for one. I'm guessing because his body's like fucking falling apart.
I imagine he's so... Between Tlaloc and the Amazon Saibo is probably eating him alive. His body is just probably jacked up beyond belief.
Yeah, and Chihiro sees him, and he's like, Daddy! and Jin's like, yeah, and smiles real big.
Yeah, my son.
Not before he murders, like, a bunch of Amazons, though. So he's still all about it.
He's still all about that Amazon murder. So, early on, Jeff and I talked about what the fuck is the timeline of Chihiro. Because it seems like he can't be raised by Amazons because they've only been around for 5 years and he's like 20. And somebody said on Twitter, hey, when they say, oh, his growth is incredible, in the show they're saying he's super aging real fast. And I said, no, you're full of shit. But now, if Jin is his dad, it seems like he's super aging super fast. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Here's the thing, though, right? It could also be... Well, no, they show a fucking baby in the preview, which I also watched, which I probably shouldn't have.
I did too.
But they show a fucking baby in it, so he's like... He has to be super aging.
He's gotta be super aging. He's actually like 5 years old, probably.
No wonder he's so frickin' immature. Like, he's like, no, she's a real girl and I love her.
Just literally born yesterday.
This episode, there's like, there used to be a clear wall between Kano, the assistant man, and all the horrible shit that happened. Like, he was just there doing his job.
Not today.
He does some heinous shit in this episode.
I guess he's trying to... Chihiro is like the wild card. He's just there for EU. He's just there because he wants to get his dick wet. And he'll probably fuck the company to do it at some point. So I guess he wants to keep him in line. He says, hey, look, if you get out of line, we're going to jack you full of this horrible bullet. Here's a little taste of it. And it works.
Oh, it fucks him up good.
Yeah.
So and Kano's like, now you have to do everything we say and tell us everything we want to know. And Chihiro's like, oh, okay.
That's an interesting thing. Chihiro explains his past, and Kano's like, whoa, that's nuts. So I imagine I'm pretty interested to hear about that. Hopefully that's next episode, as we get a little flashback episode about how the fuck this guy is super aging.
I love that Chihiro shows up to rescue them, right? And then he gets his fucking shit rocked. Like, he has this heroic entrance or whatever, and then he's like, oh yeah, I just got fucked up. And then they just beat him up.
Yeah.
And then...
Good thing his dad showed up.
Yeah, Jin's heroic entrance is he knocks a trash can over, stumbling into the scene. Because he's blind as a bat. That's our hero.
I wonder if it was something specific happening, like he got stabbed in the eye in a fight, or if it is just the Amazon cells eating him alive.
If you watch the preview, they say that his body's breaking down.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Because it's
cool. Even when he's a rider, his big giant-ass Amazon bug eyes are gray now because they just don't work anymore.
Yeah, you can't see shit.
It's so cool. It's so cool.
They need to get him a Geordie LaForge visor.
Yeah, because he can't see shit.
Like Star Trek.
Like Star Trek, my favorite show.
Oh, he finally said it, everybody. You heard it here first.
My favorite episode is The Best of Both Worlds, where Picard gets turned into a Borg, and then they turn him back.
Liam, you seem like you've watched Star Trek.
I actually haven't.
You're so full of shit. You just described an episode. God damn, Liam loves Star Trek, everybody.
I don't remember where I heard the plot of that episode, but I know it.
Liam loves Star Trek, everyone. You heard it here first.
I don't like Star Trek.
Anyway, what's your favorite Star Trek character? Mine's Captain Quark.
Mine's Data.
Mine's Mr. Spook.
Mr. Spook.
Fucking anyway.
Anyway.
This episode is really fucking cool because there's like this weird shit with this show, right? That sometimes I just sort of take a step back from it and I'm like, I've just spent 32 minutes staring at a little girl's face in close-ups.
That's a lot of this episode is someone says something to Chihiro, or not Chihiro, Iyu, and then her non-reaction shot.
Yeah, it's like, I feel a little creepy. Like, I take a step back and I'm like, wow, I'm a weirdo. I'm just staring at a little girl's face for like a fucking 35 minutes.
I don't know, that's generally what I do, whether I'm watching Amazons or not, so I'm perfectly right at home in this show. I'm happy they brought Yamato back, or whatever the fuck his real name is. He just looks like Yamato from Zyuohger, because it seems like he's just kind of bumbling around. I'm glad he's like in doing some EU stuff, and he wants to start up Team Kiss again, and he's got some kind of relationship with EU. That'll I think provide
he is
an
the
interesting
only
dimension.
regular character on the whole show. Like, he's the only normal man.
He's not like a weird monster or a strike force man or an evil businessman. He's just a dude trying to make his way in the world. And
seeing how the Amazon threat affects normal people is always really interesting.
Mm-hmm. And you don't get enough of that.
It's a miracle he hasn't been eaten to death.
Kamen Rider in general, especially with like, more recent shows, doesn't really include a lot of normal people.
No.
Like we say this all the time. If you're not a writer, you ain't shit in modern shows. You're not going to get screen time.
Well, people
so it's interesting.
People shit on the characters that aren't writers that get screen time and shit. Like, can you think of any sidekick character besides like fucking why did I just blank on a name? The cop from Kuga.
Oh, Ichijo.
Ichijo. Can you think of a single solitary normal ass human character besides Ichijo from Kuga that people don't fucking complain about?
Give me a minute.
You got all the time in the world, buddy. It's our podcast.
Well, no. Hang on, I'm going through every show. Ryuki's boss?
People don't complain about Ryuki's coworkers because they're so fucking inconsequential.
I guess. It's either you're inconsequential or you're annoying, like Onari.
Yeah. That's the problem. They don't give these characters, like, personalities that you don't want to just choke the life out of them for. Like, not every character needs to be the goofy sidekick. Like, we didn't need Rob Schneider in the fucking Judge Dredd movie, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I totally forgot about Rob Schneider.
He is second build in that movie.
Can you believe if he was in the new one?
Can you believe that there was a time when movie executives thought Rob Schneider was the next big fucking thing for comedy movies?
He was in a lot of movies, too.
Yes, he was.
He was the next big thing for a while.
Fucking, he was the next not big thing that he just fucking shoved in everything.
Remember when he was the animal?
Remember when he was the sorority girl or whatever the fuck?
Yeah.
Do you remember when he was a stapler?
Fucking, how did we get to Rob Schneider? Bad sidekicks. Yeah, so it's really refreshing that we have this character, Yamato.
And people are complaining about him.
No, they are not.
Yeah,
Come
people are saying he's annoying as fuck.
No, he's not.
And he's pointless.
Nope. Well, I mean, they're trying.
Like, he is the effect of the Amazon outbreak. Like, literally everyone is some sort of a strike force member now. Even fucking Haruka's sister is a strike force. You need a normal character to see how the Amazon outbreak is affecting people.
You need a window. It's like his reaction to that Amazon outbreak and his like extended reaction over the course of the show is valuable world building.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean,
and it's character building because I assume this guy is going to have some sort of like effect on the outcome of the plot. I hope
he's going to become an Amazon. How much you gonna bet?
I'll bet you 36 honor points that he doesn't become an Amazon.
I'll bet you 22 good boy points.
Okay, that's enough for 3 boxes of mac and cheese.
Fucking there's a shadowy figure in this episode who is super obviously Haruka's mom. And I can't wait to see what happens with that.
Yeah. Oh, this episode sets up a lot of cool stuff. I want to know Chihiro's history. I'm really excited to hear about that. I don't know what the hell Jin's up to.
The thing about Chihiro's history is that it involves Iyu's father, Haruka, Jin's girlfriend, fucking Mizuzawa. Ms. Mizuzawa, I forget her first name.
Haruka's dad.
Director.
Haruka's mom, yeah.
Haruka's dad mom. Director
Creator.
Mizuzawa, although not anymore. Prisoner Mizuzawa, probably. It involves all these people, and also he's like 2 years old or something. I'm real excited to find out what the fuck all that's about.
This is going to take 6 episodes to explain.
God,
how every single person has had a hand in this guy's life.
He didn't know any of them.
Not a single one. Just Iyu's dad gave him a cupcake once at a birthday party, and that's it. That's gonna be it.
Iyu as a character, right? Is like, I want to know where they're going with her because they're going very slowly.
Wherever they're going.
And I'm like, it's hard for me to keep interest when it's going this slowly. Especially when, like, Chihiro's backstory is being, like, doled out faster.
Yeah, because it like, at first it seems like they're not going somewhere with Chihiro. It's just, she's fucked forever, right?
You mean Iyu.
Did I say, yeah, Iyu? I'm off tonight. They're not, like, going to a place with Iyu. It's just that she's fucked, and that's the point. Like, she's that plot device. Yeah. That makes you know that the struggle is hopeless, but now they're going somewhere with her, and yeah, they're moving slow.
I want to know. I want to see.
Well, you'll see. You know what? They're building suspense. It's a good thing.
It is a good thing. Doling out too much at once is overload.
Yeah, I'd rather have a slow burn that comes out nice in the end.
But you're right. There's like a lot of fathers recently. Maybe it's because there was such a joke about how Kamen Riders didn't have parents for so long. Yeah. And now they're finally like, all right, we gotta have them have something, right?
Hiro's dad, and Masamune, and now Takayama Jin.
And Iyu's dad.
Iyu's dad, of course. So many dads.
Hojo.
I can't handle it. Hojo.
Iyu's dad, Mr. Hojo. It's refreshing that there are actual familial ties, although we do miss the main character quite often still. Like, Emu has no family or friends whatsoever.
Yeah, it's still that Kamen Rider thing where, like, you don't have a life outside of being a Kamen Rider. Wouldn't
that be a great way to write a really interesting plot twist that, like, it's just set up from the beginning that the main character doesn't have any family or friends or whatever? Like, say Emu doesn't have any family or friends, and then, fucking, like, halfway through the show or something, it turns out that Emu is, like, a fucking bugster. The whole time, and he didn't know it. And they're like, holy shit, you're right. He never mentioned a family or friends once. And he's like, oh shit, I don't have any. You're right. I'm a fucking monster.
I didn't notice.
I was too busy thinking about saving people because I'm the best.
What if halfway through the show there was a big twist that Emu was secretly like a huge Manchester United fan? That was his like dual life. And he had friends and he went out drinking to pubs and watched soccer games and shit. And no one knew.
What if halfway through the show it's revealed that Emu is just a giant fucking loser? Like, he just lives in a tiny little apartment by himself that he gets, like, subsidized from the government for, like, fucking SSI.
Don't pay no bills being a Kamen Rider.
No, he's just fucking, like, everyone in the building he lives in hates him, and they're all, like, signing a petition to get him thrown out. Like, his family disowned him because all he did was fucking sit around playing video games all day.
It's not evil people trying to throw him out either. It's just, like, some decent people who are just...
his apartment stinks, and he fucking just leaves his shit in the hallways.
Literal shit in the hallways.
Like, piss jars sitting in the hallways. I just want some sort of a real life attached to these characters.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what. I still do really like X-Aid, though.
I do love X-Aid. That's more of a problem I have with Kamen Rider in general these days than an X-Aid problem. Like, that's been since, like, fucking Kabuto, even probably earlier. that's got that issue. But
Like, what is Kabuto's outside life besides the fact he has a sister?
that's it. He's got a sister.
He likes to cook, I guess.
Yeah, I guess he's got hobbies. He cooks. But I think Kuga is the best example. He's got a living situation. He lives upstairs above the cafe. He helps out with the cafe. That's his job. He likes to travel. He's trying to master his skills. Like, he's a fully rounded character. That Godai Yusuke.
Fucking Shoichi lost his damn memory, and he's still a fully rounded character.
He's-
He like
yeah, he's
lives
got
with a
hobbies.
family. He fucking
Yeah.
loves cooking and keeping a garden.
He goes to cake baking class and stuff.
Yeah, he tries to play tennis with a frying pan.
Yeah, he's a fully rounded character.
As all fully rounded characters do.
That's because the frying pan's round.
Oh.
Wah wah.
God, I hate you, Liam. You know what? Why don't we break the monotony of having to deal with Liam's shit by answering some emails?
Let's deal with the listeners' shit.
Our first email is from Shadowlight, who says, Dear Rider Club Radio, first of all, still loving the podcast and the Discord server. We are not affiliated with that server.
I don't go to Discord, period. I have other Discord servers that I'm part of. And
Doesn't
even
go
on those
to
places,
them ever.
they're like, "Why the fuck are you never there, Liam?" And I don't think about Discord ever.
What a piece of shit. I actually go to the Discord every now and then still.
I am happy that we at least started something where people like to hang out and talk about Kamen Rider, though.
Yeah,
That's cool.
you guys have a good time.
Yeah, fuck it.
I apologize in advance if this is a dumb question, but if I were to offer $100 million all at once, but in exchange you would be cursed. The curse itself is for the next 10 years. Every time you sneeze, you would henshin into any of the Kamen Rider suits at random. Meaning you have no control of which suit it is, and it lasts for 10 minutes every time. You get no abilities, and if the form has a weapon, you have a prop version of it. What would be the worst case and best case scenarios of the curse? Would you accept the curse for more money, or not have the curse at all?
For $100 million, I'd
Yes.
take 26 curses.
Yeah, fuck yeah, obviously. It's
For
only
$100
10
million,
minutes, right?
I'd fucking castrate myself.
I'm suddenly starting a GoFundMe, everyone. If you would like to donate to Liam castrating himself, please send money.
I'll do it on camera. I don't give a shit.
Jesus Christ. What are you even going to do with $100 million afterwards?
I don't. Everything. Anything and everything.
I guess first off, get a new dick.
Get it. Yeah, absolutely. Get a new dick, and then live in Rome, and be Kamen Rider all day. Have Kamen Rider costumes all day.
Yeah.
There you go.
You only have to wear the costume for 10 minutes, and the absolute worst case scenario is that you have to wear the Kiva suit for 10 minutes, and you have horrible, crippling back problems for the rest of your life.
Just like a telescoped spine after 10 minutes of wearing that shit.
That's it. That's the worst case scenario.
The worst case is you get Kamen Rider Extremer, and you get the giant peacock eyeballs all over yourself for 10 minutes.
I guess the worst case scenario is that you've finally sealed a deal with a lady friend, right?
Oh,
You
no.
and your lady or friend or guy friend, whatever you're into.
Well,
you and
yeah.
your genital friend go back to your apartment or your mother's house, whatever. Not judging.
Well, yeah, not judging.
You go to your loser basement at your mother's house, and you're just about to stick it in or put it on or whatever it is you do.
Jeff, do you know what it is? Do you know what sex is?
You're about to slurp your garbles.
Thank you.
You're about
Use
to slurp
the
your
proper
garbles.
terminology. Use the scientific terms. Thank
And
you.
I've never known the touch of a woman, so I don't know. But you're about to do the thing, and you fucking sneeze and transform into Ghost.
And she goes, "Oh God, I didn't realize you had such shitty taste in Kamen Rider," and leaves.
What happens if you're like attached? Right, your penis is in the vagina, and you sneeze. Does like your dick get cut off by the costume appearing?
I think I was about to make up a theory, like I had any evidence to back it up or anything. Maybe the costume would just go over your dick, and you
Wow.
yeah, that wouldn't be
It
a
would
good
just-
time for anyone.
It would just
There's
break your dick.
There's no positive outcome. to
No,
that
I feel like
situation.
that's probably the worst case scenario. Or else you're pooping, and you sneeze, and then the costume just appears, and you just poop in it. That's pretty bad, too.
I've heard stories that some suit actors will piss in their costumes during longer suits.
I've never heard that story.
I've heard rumors that some suit actors will just let it go in the costume.
They don't have any fucking crotch covering, is the thing. They're wearing spandex.
If you're Black RX, obviously you can't get away with it, like the guy.
Although he did.
He did. He did not get away with it. But maybe if you're something else, you can get away with it. I don't know.
No, I would take the curse.
Okay. Yeah, I'd take that curse, too. That's not a bad curse.
Next email is from Jake the Snake.
Okay.
He says, "Hey, guys. You mentioned in a past episode, 107, that maybe Dan Masamune was just playing Emo and the others, but it turns out he was playing everyone and even outplanned his own son. Not sure if they did this on purpose, but I think Cronus in Greek mythology is the father of the gods, right? Yes.
Yes, he is. He's the Titan.
Dan thinks he's a god, and look who Kamen Rider Cronus turned out to be.
Interesting.
Cronus reminds me a lot of Kabuto, from his powers and definitely his rider kick. Also, really like how he addresses the others by their Gashatz titles rather than their actual names.
Yeah, that's cool, too.
I thought that was pretty cool, too.
I forgot to mention that.
Questions. 1. Is Dangerous Zombie still the best suit design in X8, or have any of the recent suits like Cronus or Perfect Knockout come close to a contender for that title? Really dig Cronus' suit, especially the long coat, but I think Dangerous Zombie pulls through as the best overall design.
Absolutely Dangerous Zombie is the best.
It's Dangerous Zombie. Also, I'm not really that into Cronus' design since it's just another X8 recolor just with gold shit all over it.
Green shit, thank you.
Whatever, fuck
I
off.
like Cronus fine, but yeah, it's
it
no
looks
Dangerous
okay.
Zombie. Yeah, it's a decent suit. There's nothing wrong with it really, but it's no Dangerous Zombie.
No, it's like, why? Like, to begin with, all the different suits had different types of hair, right?
Yeah.
Except Genmu and X8. But now, like, every new suit has the same hair.
Because fuck
what
you.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there's no reason. As much as I love Dangerous Zombie's design, there's no reason for it to have the Mighty Action X hair. And as much as I like Cronus' design...
Definitely no reason for Cronus to have that hair.
Yeah. Fuck it. Fuck you.
2. With Cronus being able to negate continues for those he kills frozen in time, how high do you think the odds are of Daddy Dan Masamune ending Dan the Man Kuroto for good later down the line?
I think that's the only reason why they had that. I think that they put that line in so they could add a little element of danger for Dan. That's my theory.
That's true. It's going to be an element of danger. I don't know if they're going to pull the trigger on it.
Yeah,
because I don't know how many Kamen Rider series have fathers murdering their own sons in them.
I don't know. They had a son murdering his own dad in Drive.
He was a belt.
Whatever. Like they could use it as just a threat. Like, oh Dan, watch out! If you get killed by him, you don't get to come back. Just for like some stakes for Dan.
Yeah. They're obviously going to do that.
I could see that.
Thanks and looking forward to the next episode as always. Jake the Snake.
Thanks, Jake.
I wonder if he uses that name in real life. Like we gave him a real code name forever.
I want you all to call me Jake the Snake from now on.
Whatever, Jake.
A Canadian on the internet told me.
You didn't give him that nickname, motherfucker.
That's true. Sorry, a Texan on the internet told me.
Yeah, there you go. Our next email is from Just a Paradox.
Okay.
Who says, "Hey Jeff and guy with bad ideas / opinions."
Whoa. You can't just say Jeff twice like that. That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
What bam?
Deflected, huh?
Da, 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 da.
Oh my god. I think you just proved him right. Or them. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
I'm now on a mission to send in more emails than Jake the Snake. So here are some questions. Okay. Also, did you know Gaim's mouthpiece is called the War Crusher? That's dope as hell.
Mouthpiece? As in, like, his mouth on his helmet?
Yeah, his suit mouth is called the War Crusher.
I didn't know they even bothered to fucking name the mouths of the suits.
Dude, they've been doing that since the original Kamen Rider.
I had no idea.
They all have names like that, too.
That's weird. War Crusher sounds fucking like a German metal band.
Fuck, yeah, I've got our new project set already. Question 1. like how Paradox can control power-ups and Dan can create zombies, what would be your guy's special Gashat ability? Mine would be based off Persona 5, where I could summon a persona to fight for me for a brief period of time.
What would Blood Moon's special ability be?
Being shit.
Turning random people into werewolves to fight for you.
Oh, shit.
They'd get, like, cheap-looking, like, werewolf mook armor, and they'd fight for you. Boom. Blood Moon.
Fuck. I
Streets of Rage 2.
I summoned Skate.
Skate?
From fucking Streets of Rage 2. like not even a bunch of skates, just one skate. And he comes up and he just fucking wails on you with his skates.
Well, it's not the worst thing. That sounds pretty harrowing to have happen to you.
Pretty fucking dope. Question 2. Which bad guy from your guys' Gashats would you have be the bugster for it?
Oh god, we have like 6 Gashats now. Which one do we pick?
Yeah, I don't know anymore. I'm guessing I have to pick Streets of Rage?
Yeah, the base one.
Yeah, so what would yours be?
Dagoth I guess, the main villain.
I guess that makes sense. Like, Streets of Rage sorta has a main villain, I guess.
What is it? I've never beaten Streets of Rage.
It's like fucking,
Is it Fight Gang?
Yeah,
gang of
pretty
baddies?
much. It's pretty much. I don't know, dude. That's really difficult.
You could have it just be a bunch of bugsters.
This
I
is
don't know.
fucking a thug. Fucking
thug.
post-apocalyptic ass thug.
Like a really badass thug where he's got a spiked bat and everything.
Yeah. There is a robot in Streets of Rage 2 who has like a laser eye head.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
He has like fucking maces for fists.
Holy fuck.
It'd probably be Mr. X. Mr. X is like, everybody in the game fights you hand to hand with like knives and shit. And then Mr. X comes out with a fucking machine gun and he's the final boss.
Fucking sick.
So yeah, Mr. X, like, I don't know, that doesn't fit the theme that well, though. Oh, well. Whatever, that's my answer.
Okay.
Final question. If I edited all the Q Ranger episodes and every time Lucky said Yosha Lucky, it would be replaced with Surprise, motherfucker! Would you watch Q Ranger?
That'd be more bearable.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Also, what would your guys' rider weapons be? I think we already talked about that.
Yeah, I think Morrowind was a sword or an axe or something.
And it had, like, a dice.
Yeah, a dice where every time you swing you might miss, but you might also get a lot of damage.
I picture it being, like, an axe, right? But then, like, at the top of it, there's a boggle thing. Like a fucking boggle dome that knocks the dice around in it.
And that works with X-Aid because you can hit and miss in X-Aid just like in Morrowind. Perfect.
And I said mine would be a knife that I just throw for my final attack.
just nothing, not like a special toy knife or anything, just fucking like a kitchen knife.
It is a real ass knife. Our next email is from Jordan, who says, Dear Jeff and Liam, are there any variant versions of a Kamen Rider song that you prefer over the original? For example, I prefer the 24/7 version of Kamen Rider Agito and the O's special edition of Anything Goes over the regular versions. And I'm particularly fond of the hard-boiled jazz editions of Kamen Rider Doubles music. Also, do you think you'll do a commentary track for the Pac-Man movie now that it's subbed?
Oh, wow.
I try to stay away from Ghost, and you fucking people are like, no, do shit for all of Ghost.
We're gonna watch the Pac-Man movie. We're gonna do a commentary for another movie soon coming up. So look forward to that.
With a special guest that we've talked about, but you've never heard of.
Oh no, we've mentioned him a couple times. You'll see. He'll be in shock.
So, is there a version of a song besides the main version that you prefer? You might have noticed, listening to this podcast for any amount of time, that I greatly prefer the instrumental of Fight 7 Riders.
Oh, yeah.
Kamen Rider Stronger.
Eagle-eyed viewers might have heard it playing on the podcast. every single episode.
Also, I really, really prefer, like, vastly prefer the instrumental of Lonely Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Over the actual
good.
song.
I don't know if there's any Rider songs I'd say I prefer the alternate version, but I really like the instrumental for Kuga's ending theme.
That's true.
That's my answer.
P.S. Liam, I've been listening to the Ghost episodes of the podcast to hear what you guys think of it, and I've got to say, I'm very impressed. When do you guys plan to release t-shirts of that award-winning meme you've created? Best regards, Jordan.
I completely forgot about I'm very impressed.
That was your fucking catchphrase for a while.
Because the ghost kept coming out and saying, yeah, I'm very impressed. It's.
I've been watching what you were doing, Ghost, and I'm very impressed.
Very impressed. I don't. You should put out a shirt like that on the shirt thing.
Man, I would have no inkling whatsoever to give you any money for it.
That's fine. I understand. have like a generic looking version of the hoodie, and then just I'm very impressed or something like that. I bet someone would buy that.
The best thing about making shirt designs is that people are always like, you should make this one and you should make that one, and then it sets with 0 buyers in my shirt store.
Look,
for
people
years.
are made of money.
They're not made of t-shirts either then, bitch.
They're gonna get around to it, I'm sure. They're just waiting for the check to go through.
You know what I'm waiting for? That next episode of Rider Club Radio, which will be coming next week.
Yeah, I can't wait.
But if you want to be on that episode as an email, not as yourself, because fuck you, you can send your email in to riderclubradio@gmail.com.
Or, if you want to not be on an episode, but still, look at us and do stuff, you can follow us on Twitter at Rider Club Radio. No caps, no spaces, no numbers.
And we got a special message on our Twitter this week that I want to address.
Okay.
Real quickly. It was a message from friend of the show, Max.
Oh, yeah.
Who asked us the most important question. Would you guys buy a Custer's Revenge Gashat? And I can only imagine you plug that shit in your belt, you have a 3-foot long boner.
It doesn't matter what level you are. No one is gonna fight you.
No. If you got a 3-foot long boner, everybody's getting out of your way.
Like you pop it, you're level 3 or whatever, and Parrot's level 99, and he sees that and he's like, you know what? I don't want to fight anymore. Actually,
you know what? I think I lose. You win.
Congratulations, I'm leaving.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
See ya.
We'll see you next week. Bye bye.